My brother is trying to guilt trip me into selling my house for way less than it's worth. I will start this by saying my brother and I have never really gotten along. We live in the South and he is your typical tobacco chewing, big truck driving, deer hunting redneck. This is fine. I don't have an issue with this. We just don't have much in common. I'm a huge computer nerd. I'd rather watch a documentary than anything else on TV. You get the idea. Another area where we butt heads is that I'm bisexual and my husband and I have been married for a year, been together for 8 years in October. So about the house. My grandpa left his house in my brother and I's name because at the time, my dad and uncle were on drugs, and he was afraid that they'd just sell it for drug money. We went to a lawyer and signed all the paperwork, and for the past 18 years, all has been well. I had talked to him about selling my half because I didn't want to stay there forever. I'm on disability and a fixed income, and my brother makes a considerable amount of money. He's just really reckless with it. We had the house assessed, and it's valued at just over $120,000, which means if I sold my half to my brother, naturally, he would owe me approximately $60,000. Now, we had discussed I may take $10,000 under the condition he was going to give me a car, as I was in a desperate need of transportation at the time. He called me last week on a Sunday morning, telling me I had to hurry and clean the house, as he wanted to show it the next day or Tuesday. I told him I needed way more notice than that. He told me his friend was being forced out of his house because they were going to be building a new road. Now here's the part where I get really upset. He told me that I agreed to sell my half to him for $10,000, despite the stipulations, and that if I didn't do it now, he would never buy it from me in the future. I told him to just forget it and that I'd keep staying here instead of having to sell it. I also told him that if he wanted to stay with me, that's cool, but if he's gonna be like that and not be fair knowing I can't buy his half, then we should just never sell. I'm so upset that he's always been like this, taking advantage of me and never talking to me unless he wants something, and I don't know what to do. Yeah, it sounds like this person's brother is an absolute garbage human being. They're clearly taking advantage of them, using what they said previously as some kind of way to be like, oh yeah, you're only selling it for $10,000. It's such a weird thing to like latch onto, especially since the guy was clearly desperate for transportation and nobody could help him, so he was like, okay, I'll just give it to you for $10,000 in exchange for a car, which by the way is a terrible exchange rate. I think the original poster in this really needs to assess their value. Overall, I personally would not budge on the price. It's $60,000, especially after having it evaluated for a $120,000. There's no way you're giving it to your brother for $10,000. He is 100% trying to take advantage of you, and now is the perfect time to put your foot down and say no.
The full video is on Am I the Jerk, so check out the link in the description for that, and if there are any updates, that's where they'll be. But also, there's a playlist that has all the stories for Am I the Jerk and Am I the Genius. So if you click that playlist, it'll just play one long story after another. This is a good option for people that are completionists and want to listen to every story on the channel. That way it makes it easy if you just want to throw it on in the background and play some games or work out or zone out. And the playlist is already here on YouTube, so you don't have to go anywhere.